Good evening there, my wandering souls. In light of how scuffed and chaotic my debut stream was, I really wanted to sit down and kind of do a little introductory video about me so you have a better idea of how these streams are going to work and, really what you're in for. So I've created this little PowerPoint presentation, tried to get it on here as best I could to really kind of show you guys who I am and what I'm about. Uh, I've modeled this a little bit off of professional VTubers and PNG tubers, specifically like big corporate VTubers that I admire. So hopefully there's a bit of polish here that can be appreciated. After all, I am very brand new to this. You'll have to forgive an old Faye. I am definitely still learning the ropes here. So here we go. This is about me, the beginning of Silvanus Nox, which is me. So let me move my PowerPoint along right here. I unfortunately let me move myself over just a smidge. There we go. I'll block my face. But I am a dark or unseelie fairy. Uh, what that means is specifically in Scotland, fairies tend to be divided up in sort of these dark or light categories. And apparently, I fall into this one. I don't follow the politics really closely. uh, Don't really know many Scottish fairies. That's just not where I'm from, as you could probably tell. But I put that classification down anyway, just so people kind of have a good idea of what they're looking for. As I kind of implied earlier, I am from the southern United States. Yes, there are Fae that are born in newer sort of countries. Wherever there are people and nature, you will find Fae, and that is definitely true of me. I've been around 250 years or so, about as long as that country has been around, a little before actually. Um, so I've seen some things, and that again is a rough guesstimate. It's kind of you don't really have birthdays when you're a fae. It's just not something that happens, or at least not precisely. Occupation. I am a psychopomp. For those of you that don't know what that is, a psychopomp is a spirit or a god. There are both that help guide the dead souls to where they need to be. Uh, I also am sort of freelancing as a spirit guide, sort of helping living souls, living people as well. And of course, I am cleric of the Nightside Shrine, which I own, which I built with my own hands, sort of in this sort of twilight realm. But we'll get into that a little later. So that's that. My the languages I speak: English, a bit of Spanish. I'm a bit rusty on my Spanish, but say if you jump in the chat and you start talking in Spanish, I will definitely get an idea of what you're saying. So, any Hispanic folks that want to kind of pop in and say hello, hola, ¿cómo estás? I'd be very happy to, talk with you with that. I'm not quite Hispanic myself, but it's definitely something that's there, and I do speak a little tiny bit of French, even less than Spanish. I think it would be more of those if someone came in speaking French. I would kind of have to would be more kind of trying to understand what you're saying and responding in English back to that. My Oshi marks, if for some reason you do want to sort of talk about me, a crescent moon and a tombstone. Um, it's hard to get unique Moshi marks, but I feel like I sort of picked the ones that were closest to me. If for some reason there ends up being a dialogue on social media about me, there you go. I don't have very high expectations at this point, but I just kind of wanted to throw that out there anyway. Let me move this thing down again. Whoop, wrong button. All right. move myself again. Whee! Okay, there. Go down here for a second. Okay, so as the story goes, I was born from a mixture of graveyard dirt, Gulf Coast winds, and cemetery moss. I awoke conscious of what I was and what my role was to be. That was about all I knew. I was really confused for a few years, a few decades, just kind of getting my bearings. Um, but when you are a creature like me, that tends to be how it goes. Um, the area I was born was laced with death, was full of wandering souls who needed guidance to the other side. They had died from war, plague, starvation, oppression, enslavement, basically everything that's absolutely wrong with humanity. Um, this area had been plagued by. So I immediately set about building my shrine and sort of guiding all of these souls that were around me sort of back to where they needed to be. And that's a lot of what it took. And last but not least, we have my shrine, my pride and joy. So, what's unique about this place is due to Fey magic, it can accommodate the needs of anyone who comes in. Doesn't matter if you're living or dead, it really does not matter. Um, religious or spiritual preferences, or say if you're an atheist or agnostic, does not matter. I can help you. Um, as I was sort of implying earlier, it exists in this sort of twilight area between the underworld, the human world, and the Fey realm. It's in between these three crossroads, which is a very potent spot for doing rituals and doing magic. And that means, once again, anyone who comes to me, I am fully equipped to try and help you. And at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. So don't be afraid to reach out to me. I definitely can help you. That's definitely something I have the capacity to do. And I really made this video as a way. Let me organize these a little bit. Once we're done with that. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. What I've really done is try to find a way to make a safe spot. And when I do my streams, the idea is that there shall be some sort of ritual or something prepared that I will do. If there are people that come in that need readings, or if there's something going on in the world that there needs to be a sort of answer divined about for people, I will do that. And I really just want to be a safe sort of conference spot for people. Uh, Again, I'm also still kind of learning the technicals of this as far as the actual broadcasting goes, so I will apologize for any sort of scuff that happens, but I'm doing my best. And again, the idea is this is supposed to be a safe spot for everybody, so I really hope it can be. All right. Well, that's about all I have for this, and I have the actual Friday night stream starting in about an hour, so I need to get ready for that. Appreciate everyone listening, and I hope you have a great night or day, depending on whenever you watch this. And bye bye.